Hey, what is going on, everybody? It's Brian here. Another Christmas movie review. This is our first Christmas horror movie review of 2023. So, so the movie I wanted to review today is Krampus. Today is Krampus Day, by the way. So Krampus is it's some holiday they do in Germany. I have no idea how it works. It's kind of scare their children. But the myth of Krampus is this, demon type thing. There's some that say he's the brother of Saint Nicholas. Others that say he's the shadow. He's the all the evil that Saint Nicholas cut off from himself. There's old myths, but the myth in Germany was all the good kids. It's on December 5th. Santa Claus would leave toys and fruit and stuff for them, and all the bad kids, Santa Claus would leave a lump of coal in their thing, and then Krampus would come get them on December 5th. And then there's also rumors that he shows up on December 5th to watch the villages. There's other things that say that he comes on Christmas Eve. It's interesting. Always found the Krampus thing interesting. Didn't Just found out last year that there's actual Krampus Day. Pretty messed up. I'm shocked there's not a Saint Nicholas Day, but there's an actual Krampus Day. So today's December 5th, Krampus Day. So I figured I'd review the movie. It's actually one of my favorite horror Christmas movies. One of my favorite Christmas movies. I mean, it's really a good movie. Ending's kind of weird, but if you've not seen Krampus, there's a spoiler alert ahead if you don't want nothing spoiled. So spoiler alert is in place. So let's get right into it. So the movie starts out at a mall or some sort, maybe like not a mall, more so like a Walmart type store. And you got people, they're all fighting, like, Black Friday type crowds, or maybe like a store going out of business type crowd, something like that, like where people are knocking each other over and stuff like that, beating each other up to try to get in the store. Shows these two mall cops tasing people, or security guards, whatever you want to call them, tasing people, and then it shows just a bunch of people running around with Christmas songs playing. It shows a Santa Claus, kids crying on Santa Claus' lap. It's not the real Santa Claus, it's got a fake beard, but then it shows this fight going on between these two kids. One's Max, actually the main character. So what ends up happening is they go home. It shows a grandmother. The old Scrooge movie from the 40s is playing. Shows a grandmother. She's baking cookies. Max comes in. He's got a black eye. He's all beat up and sad and stuff, and he's being punished by his family. And the dad actually plays the Step Brothers. His dad says it's his dad's mom, "Don't bake too many cookies." She bought some from the store. And then his mom his grandmother is cooking more cookies, and they're making cookies with Max. And Max asked his grandmother, "Do you really believe in the spirit of Christmas and the spirit?" Or no, do you believe in Santa Claus? Oh, it's because someone told him Santa Claus isn't real. Oh, and she said she believes Santa Claus is, and she stopped saying it after that. She didn't want to finish. She started thinking like something happened. I guess she had a bad experience. We'll get to that a little bit later in the movie. And then what ends up happening is it shows the mom hammering up a picture while Santa Claus is a pervert staring at the teenage daughter, pedophile. And then what happens, this truck, everything's shaking. And then she's going, "It's Christmas, it's Christmas, it's Christmas." And what happens, they have her sister and her sister's husband and their kids come, along with their Aunt Dorothy from Two and a Half Men. That lady's hilarious. You can tell they love each other, but they're like one of them families that argues a lot. They live totally different lives in totally different areas, so they live quite different things, so they don't quite get along. Especially the kids. They're at the dinner table. The kids are picking at Max. The Aunt Dorothy is my favorite character in this movie. She is literally saying, "And who doesn't have a ham at Christmas?" Now, I can't say the one part. That's way too. What she says. "What are you now?" But I can't say that part. It's way too derogatory to say on YouTube. But it's really funny. And then the mom goes in the kitchen to make dessert, and Aunt Dorothy follows her in there and goes, "I'm sorry." She goes, "Get the hell out of my kitchen." She actually says, "Maybe we can bring everyone over to your house for Christmas." And then she goes in there, goes back in, sits down. The kids are arguing, and because the kids steal a note from Max, they start throwing stuff. Well, what ends up happening ends up being a fight. Max ends up going upstairs, and he ends up saying, "I hate Christmas, I hate all of you." Kind of like what the Grinch goes, "I hate all of you, and I hate Christmas." It's kind of the exact same words. He goes upstairs, his dad comes, cheers him up a little bit, but not really. So then he rips up his letter to Santa and throws it out in the air. And what happens? Instantaneously, black clouds cover the moon, and the moon becomes full, bunch of black clouds around it, and it starts snowing, and that's when you know someone's coming to town, and it ain't no Santa Claus, and it ain't Frosty the Snowman either. It's someone who's not friendly, coming to town. So then the next day, power's out, power's out, the water's frozen. So the heater's off. They have no cell phone service, no nothing. Streets are all covered in snow, real bad snowstorm. They get a delivery from this guy, a fruit basket, and then there's a sack on the porch. He says it's not for me. This honestly looks like Santa Claus's magical sack if it wasn't cleaned. And then what ends up happening is the daughter goes to see her boyfriend. She begs to see it. She goes to see her boyfriend. She's walking to her boyfriend's house. What happens? She starts hearing something, and she sees this big goat thing. And who is it? It's Krampus, and he's jumping roof from roof. This motherfucker is fast. This guy could get around the world in one night too. He's fast. He roof to roof, and he's screaming. She finally gets under a truck. The postal guy is frozen to death. She gets under the truck, and while Krampus is walking around it, he leaves a little toy. It's a little Jack in the Box, and what happens? It eats her. Well, it so-called eats her, and then it plans back of them wondering where's Beth at? Where's Beth at? It's the daughter's name. Where's Beth at? The mom and dad are trying to cheer each other up, and the son says, "Shouldn't we go check on Beth?" And then the dad and his brother-in-law, they go out, or his brother-in-law, they go out and they go try to find Beth to the boyfriend's house. Roads are all covered. The dead guy actually says, "Oh yeah, my truck could get through that. It could be a go through the ocean, and at 12 p.m. and by morning you could be storming the beaches of Normandy." Yeah, it's pretty funny. I like his character too. What ends up happening is they end up finding Beth. There's no Beth. If boyfriend's gone, the house door's busted in, so is the chimney. And then there's someone stabbed a gingerbread man, and he says, "What kind of sick shit is this?" And then they end up going back. He ends up getting bit, and the other guy shoots him, and shoots the tree roots in the ground. So they escape. The Lucinda, the truck, is gone, all smashed in. I guess Krampus landed his big ass on it. And then they go back to the house. They're all screaming, and then they just go, as they're gone, and in the meanwhile, they hear something jumping on the roof, something running back and forth, little feet, sounds like. Maybe elves, maybe gingerbread men. And then they hear something big jump, and the mom just goes, "See squirrels?" And then Aunt Dorothy says, "Yeah, probably playing with their nuts." So then they're back, they're hurt, they're trying to figure out what to do. They say, "Oh, let's board up all the windows and doors, and let's lock everything, and let's all pile in the living room together. We'll light the actual fireplace, and then we'll just sit down here and wait." So they're waiting for the weather to clear. They're sitting. Well, Hank's son, or Harold's son, ends up getting caught. He ends up getting shaken. It looks like the kid from Bad Santa. A gingerbread man's there, and he ends up getting shaken. A chain, I'm assuming it's Krampus's chain, is chained to him. So then he ends up going and trying to bite it. Takes a bite off. The gingerbread man screams and then wraps it around him. He starts getting pulled up the chimney. All of them try to run and save him and hold him down, but he ends up getting off the chimney. They end up stopping him. His dad tries going out with the shotgun to try to get him. Howie. And by the way, as all this is happening, they keep putting Krampus and them are making snowmans out in their yard. It would have been cool to see these snowmen come to life, but they don't, unfortunately. But yeah, so they're all out there waiting, and he sees they turned his son into a snowman. He's initially dead, and he's upset. And then what happens is the grandmother tells them a story. This is the coolest scene in the entire movie. She tells them a story about when she was a little girl. This is right after World War II. Germany had given up. She's German. There was only one piece of bread left, and they all took it from her. She wasn't happy. The whole town hated each other, and they were fighting. They go home. Her parents were the same way, and she tried showing them this little Santa toy that she had, and they rip it up, and they throw it up the chimney. This is all stop motion, by the way. And it burns, and then she ripped it. It got ripped, and she tried cheering herself up, but then she gave up, and she wished for them to go away. And well, who showed up to her town? Krampus. He took all her parents away and the entire village away. But he didn't take her. He left her as a reminder. He left her with a bell, kind of like Polar Express, but he left her with a little bell as a reminder of what happens when hope is lost, when belief is forgotten, and the Christmas spirit dies. Some of them believe her, some of them don't. And the one said English. I knew it because she speaks English in this scene. And then Uncle Howard, he makes me laugh so hard because he goes, "You believe this fairy tale horse shit?" And then he says, "It's guaranteed if we're still all living by Easter, should we talk about a Jagger Easter bunny on steroids?" Yeah, so I thought that was really funny. So they go out. He tries going out again. They stop him. So what ends up happening is they're talking about how they're going to plan an escape. Meanwhile, the girls are going upstairs. The two of the girls, his daughters, are going upstairs to use the bathroom. Because, before that, Max was saying, "This is all my fault," and he said no. Oh, and the girls are asking the grandmother, or even if you do everything right, you put out the milk and cookies, can Santa Claus still come? And the grandmother's saying that you cannot change things. So they go upstairs to use the bathroom because Aunt Dorothy clogged the downstairs toilet. Well, they hear Beth upstairs. That's weird. Beth wasn't there. The toys that were upstairs that were going to be wrapped, there ends up being a Jack-in-the-Box, an angel, and a bear. And Jack-in-the-Box ate one of them and hurt the other one, was getting ready to eat him. So they go up there. The two moms and the one dad go up there. They're fighting. The other dad goes in the kitchen. He's got a hurt leg with a shotgun. And there's killer gingerbread men. And he's shooting them and stuff. And it's funny. He ends up stopping them. They end up upstairs. They kill two of them. The angel and the bear. And they're able to get the daughter and escape. But then the Jack-in-the-Box goes in the vent system, the ductwork. And he's crawling all around in there, and they hear him yelling like he's stuck. The dog ends up going in there. Unfortunately, the dog doesn't end well for the dog. I feel really bad. It's the saddest part of the movie. So then what ends up happening is the Jack-in-the-Box falls down. So does the angel and the bear. The angel and the bear are still alive. Aunt Dorothy grabs a shotgun, shoots the bear, and shoots the angel, and then's getting ready to shoot the Jack-in-the-Box. So then what ends up happening? You see all these things, and she goes, "Oh shit, this is a pretty funny moment too." And all these troll or elf type things bust down the window, and they come in. They're getting ready to take them. They take the baby, and they also take Aunt Dorothy, and then Uncle Howard goes and runs to try to save him. And they end up taking him. So the two moms, the one daughter Max, and the dad and the grandmother are left. The rest are all gone. They also took the Christmas tree. That was weird too, but I guess it's part of the thing. Krampus takes. Yeah, they start hearing screaming, so that's how they end up escaping. They end up going because they're going to go try to make it to the snowplow, and get through the thing, and get to the store and try to get to the mall or something, and just keep driving until they find people. The grandmother ends up staying. She wants to face Krampus. She faces him. He puts her in his magical bag, and it's got killer nutcrackers and stuff in it. It's a really sad part. It shows bravery, though. She was very brave to face him. And then the other four, or five, I should say. Yeah, four. They're out trying to fight, and what happens? The dad ends up getting drugged down by the tree roots. Both the moms do. The mom says, "I love you, Max." Other mom does. And then the two kids are in the car trying to get the snowplow started. And then what happens? And one of the elves gets the girl, trying to get the boy, but then Krampus yells. Krampus comes to him, and he drops two things, the ball and his list, all in a ball, and goes off. Max goes after him. Max says, "Hey, asshole. Give me back my family. Take me instead." He said, "I take it back. Please take me instead." And Krampus has like a tear coming out of his eye. Do you think Krampus feels bad? Like he feels compassion. But then he just shows how evil he is. He starts laughing. He grabs Max. He throws Max in the hole. Where he threw his family. I don't know if it's a pit to hell or purgatory or what, but he throws them in it. And then Max wakes up. Was it all a dream? Goes downstairs. Everyone's happy. They're all giving each other Christmas presents like it's happily ever after. Well, Max opens up a Christmas present, and it has the ball. It says "Merry Christmas" from Krampus. And everyone gets quiet and starts looking and thinking like they all remembered it happening. Like they didn't know if it was a dream or if it actually happened. And this is the only part of the movie I don't understand. If it was a dream, if it actually happened. Well, it pans back, shows Krampus' workshop, shows him putting a snow globe with their family's name in it. There's tons of others. And then it shows all his toys jump up, and that's the end of the movie. The ending there didn't make much sense. It was kind of weird to me in the sense of it didn't make sense. It was kind of a copy of the Polar Express. You think the bell, in the sleigh thing, but it was weird. It didn't make much sense. Like, did Krampus feel bad, and maybe he gave Max a second chance, taught him a lesson, and the bell was to, like, say, "Oh, I can always come back." Are they just trapped in that snow globe forever? Like, that's the part I never understood about this movie. But, that's the only part I didn't like about it. That's why I give the movie a 9 out of 10. It is an amazing movie. I would highly recommend checking it out if you've not seen it. If you've seen it, I'd recommend watching it again. It's funny. It's got some jump scares in it. It is a good. The movie tone that this movie gives to me is very much a Gremlins tone. That's why I really hope that the whole rumor that this version of Krampus is going to fight Violent Night Santa Claus, that would be hilarious to see. It really would. Alright, everybody, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Please like this video, leave a comment on this video, please share this video, and most importantly, please subscribe to the channel. Alright, thanks everybody. Watch out for Krampus.